Many people will go up to someone new when they're taking Kanna and say, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but you just feel this want to connect. But what it doesn't feel like is MDMA.
What's going on here? So we have Fun Guy on, the company Fun Guy, and I met you guys a couple of weeks ago at the Psychedelic Summit, and we have Phoebe McPherson and George Moulton on. Guys, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, we're just happy to be here.
So, how's your vibe today? Let's start there.
Flowy.
Flowy?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, Flowy Friday. Ooh, I like that. That's a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Grounded, happy, just really grateful to be alive and be here.
I love that. Phoebe, tell me about yourself. Like, where did you grow up? What's your story?
Yeah. So I'm from Washington, D.C. I grew up half in Washington, D.C., half in England. I'm a dual citizen. And
what part of England?
So the South. So
Okay.
I have a family home in Devon.
Okay.
In the south of Devon. And then I went to boarding school in East Sussex.
Okay.
Which is like an hour and a half south of London.
Okay. I was in London for the first time 2 years ago. It's super fun.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful. I had a super international upbringing. I had a lot of au pairs, so a lot of cultures. My parents were in the government. My mom was with the International Monetary Fund, so constantly kind of in this secular container, which I feel so grateful for. And then got my start in journalism, fell into kind of the corporate life, trying to climb the corporate ladder with social media and influencers. And along that path, I started blogging, as many girls in their early 20s do, and built a pretty successful, online presence for myself. And then met someone, I got married, I moved to San Francisco, and all the while I was absolutely deeply depressed and not able to really connect with my emotions. I could drink 2 bottles of wine and not feel a thing. Yep. It was an absolutely wild time, and though I thought I was kind of in the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of like, this is what I'm supposed to do, I was really disconnected from who I truly was, and then had this insane spiritual awakening and mushroom journey, and my life kind of fell apart and came back together and fell into the world of plant medicine and mushrooms and herbalism, and my life was, never the same again. And I started to actually really experience my emotions. I started to connect to myself. I started to connect to my dharma and what I really believe in, and I've been the happiest I've ever been since.
That is an incredible little story there for you being so young. You have had quite the life so far.
I've had a lot of life experiences. I'm really, really grateful for it, and I'd rather have a lot of experiences and kind of start again and again than have never experienced life.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
George?
I grew up in Boston, just North Shore, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And I feel like I had a great life growing up, but I never fit in Boston. I was drawn to snowboarding at a very young age. My older cousins were doing it, and I think I started around like 7 years old, and I just fell in love with it. And as I started doing that, I was also playing, like, I was born on hockey skates, like, on 2 years old, so I grew up playing hockey, and then once I found snowboarding, found that way more interesting, and got my parents to start driving me up to, like, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont every weekend, was trying to do competitions, and turned into, that's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to be a professional snowboarder, and that's all I cared about. But at that young age, that was really kind of hard in that area. I really wanted to move to bigger mountains and other terrain outside of the East Coast. Something just didn't feel right. And my dad had brought me out to Lake Tahoe, California when I think I was in 8th grade for the first time, because we had cousins out there, and he brought me out
fun
there
mountain.
snowboarding. And the second I was out there, I went snowboarding once, saw how much better the snow was, experienced like true Tahoe snowstorm, and I was like, this is where I want to live. My dad saw that, and that's kind of where I started going up towards that path. Like the whole rest of high school, all I cared about was like, I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to move to California. And I almost didn't. When I was senior in high school, I definitely was kind of a shithead in high school. I got sent to military school, definitely getting in trouble, and probably should not have been living in the East Coast, because the kids I was hanging out with, I was going down the wrong path, and I ended up with this girlfriend at the time that my parents saw, like, she was starting to kind of swayed me away from moving away. And my uncle sat me down one day and was like, you're leaving her and you're moving to California.
Great dad.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
He wanted me to live my life and like pursue my dreams, because he regretted not doing that when he was younger. So he helped me move out to Lake Tahoe. It was like, I think it was like when Craigslist first started. We started looking at like houses for rent on there or like apartments to go look at, and we flew out there. I flew out with like my backpack, my snowboard bag, and a suitcase with like 3 or 4 different apartments or places to look at. And like the second place we looked at was 2 other kids same age as me from the Bay Area. They had a 3-bedroom condo and 1 extra spot, and we went there and it was just perfect fit. And then from there I just started working on the mountain my first winter, and that's where I kind of like met everyone. I was working with kids like my age or kids that were older than me that ended up kind of being like my older brothers and like bringing us onto the Tahoe scene. And that was the first time like I instantly felt home. I knew like this is where I was meant to be, and I never wanted to leave California. And from there I was only planning on staying the season, but I wanted to like start competing and just focus on that. I had a couple of really bad injuries, and one I wasn't able to walk for about a month, and that's what made me rethink my career and the path I wanted to go down, because I was like, I want to be able to walk when I'm 40. And I just realized like the way how competitive it was getting at that time, it just wasn't worth the risk.
Yeah.
And I wanted to actually like do something that was going to make me a lot of money so I could have freedom to snowboard. So I decided to go down. I had a lot of connections in cannabis, and it was stupid not to go that route. All the kids I was snowboarding with were just like 2nd, 3rd generation cannabis farm family kids that I had access to some of the best cannabis in the world. And from there I got into the cannabis industry at a good time and started doing that. And from there I was able to do that, make as much money as I put effort into, wanted to, and then travel and just snowboard and live my dream every day. So
nothing wrong with that. Sign me up.
Yeah. And from there I ended up going to school in Tahoe, went to community college for a little bit, started just exploring, did a lot of cool classes, like all my avalanche certifications, because I was really I switched to like kind of backcountry snowboarding instead of slopestyle, and just had to be educated in that. Did like a wilderness first responder, all these cool courses that you like normally wouldn't take, and then transferred to a private college in North Lake Tahoe to pursue a business entrepreneurship degree. From there I ended up spending 8 years in Tahoe to really just live that dream that I wanted to live. And then I kind of grew out of it. I got to a point where it was like, I love the mountain town, but I had bigger and better dreams for me, and I knew I wanted to always start my own business and do bigger and better things. So I decided to make that move down to San Diego and start my first business.
Where did you live down in San Diego?
San Diego. I started in Mission Valley for a year. The girl I was dating at the time, we actually started a business together. It was when I realized that I wanted to start something with food. So we kind of came up with the idea together. We started an Italian dessert truck, and we were doing ice cream filled cannolis. It was when ice cream cookie sandwiches were really popular, and we decided to do it. We're like, why don't we put ice cream inside of a cannoli and see what it's like? We just went home, tried it, and it was amazing. So we're like, that was the first thing. We moved to San Diego to start our first business, and it was perfect to learn how to operate a small business. It was such low overhead, very simple, and
that's a great point. It's so true. Where you people always want to start super big, and it doesn't matter what business it is. It's all about the money going out and the money coming in, and being as organized as possible and being on it every day.
It's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And like if you don't have that basis, and so lucky that I have George as a co-founder who had that basis, because I never did.
Yeah.
And then you were down there, and then
so
you moved
there
up.
After that, did that for 2 years, then I have ADHD. I got bored. It wasn't stimulating for me. And my girlfriend and I decided to go our separate ways. I wanted to just go explore and run off and find the next thing. I went on a month-long surf trip, and that's when I came up with my next business idea, which was an adventure travel company in San Diego, where we were connecting younger age travelers with locals in San Diego, like myself and my friends included, that were willing to show them what locals do in San Diego. Because all there was super tours, trolley tours.
Those big old blue boards.
Yeah. There was nothing connecting young kids that were coming to visit their friends who maybe didn't have time to show them what's around or whatever. We were like, built this custom surf-looking bus, had the BYOB, we'd pick them up, take them up to North County, just cruise the coast the whole way, full day beach adventures. And that was fun. It was a cool path.
Sign me up.
It was amazing. The only thing with it was something that would have taken a long time and 100% effort to build. And at that time, I was still kind of working in cannabis and I was so addicted to fast money, easy money, that kind of stood away from that. And my friend that I was working with at the time, he's like, what are you doing? If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense, or something like that. And I didn't really like that at the time. I was like, well, this is my passion. Like, this is what I love to do. But then I sat down, like, really thought about how hard that would be to scale. And I focused on what was making me money at the time, so I could keep elevating my life and growing and be able to, like, move on to bigger and better things. So I ended up selling the bus that we built to a friend, kept in the family, and moved to LA to continue on. And from those two businesses, I just learned, like, what I did and didn't want in business.
Yep.
And that's where it came to the next thing was me finding functional mushrooms and plants. That's kind of where into the next transition, if you want to go there.
Yeah, so I went to school at San Diego State, but I also went to a lot of JCs because I would go to school, get kicked out, and then I moved up here. Where did you surf down in San Diego?
All over. Yeah, so after there, then obviously moved to PB, did that whole thing because I was young, and surfed anywhere from Encinitas. Like, first time I think I surfed was Swamis.
Yep.
Then would go anywhere from just Swamis, Del Mar, Blacks.
Blacks is so fun in the winter. Yeah, that place is
crazy.
Freaking big.
And then sometimes like Mission Beach.
Yeah.
Sunset Cliffs.
Yeah.
All that are
all
over. Yeah.
Where did you live in PB?
Crown Point.
Okay. Oh, it's beautiful.
Like the outskirts. So I wasn't in the chaos. I was actually like on the bay right there. So it was like close enough if we wanted to go party, but it was still like quiet. I was like, right, the bay is a really good spot. It's in between PB and
Beach,
you know.
Yeah, I lived in, I lived a lot of places, but in that area I lived in South Mission, right by the Pennant.
Yeah.
And then I lived in North Mission, and the guy that we lived with, his dad owned the bar across the street from, it was like right on that main boulevard, and the bar was called AJ's, if it's even there. But the guy was the biggest dealer of weed as well and everything else, and I lived in the same place with him, and we had this bar across the street, so it was fun. It was chaos. By the way, I am recovering from a really bad snowboarding injury. So in the end of March, I was snowboarding in Mammoth for the week, and it was my fourth day in a row, and last run of the day, of course. And I was pushing myself that day. I was on the mountain all day, and a guy that we were with was a really good skier, and I'm a good snowboarder. I'm not crazy good, but I'm decent. And I had a bad fall, and I fractured this leg in 3 places. So I fractured my fib, my tib, and my ankle.
Oh my God, that's worse than me.
Oh, gee.
I had the same thing, but first day of the season at Mammoth a couple years ago, I hairline fractured my hip in a couple places.
It is the worst, especially at my age. It's been so difficult to get through this one. I can't sit still either. ADHD to the max. I'm never home. I'm always out and about. And it happened, and I was in bed, and I was home for like a month and trying to work, but in so much pain. The only thing that got me through it was weed. I took so many gummies, just nonstop, because I didn't want to take the pain pills. Well, I wanted to take them. My wife said you can't take them, so she took them away from me, which is probably smart. But yeah, it was tough. Yeah. But by the way, your guys' content is amazing. It is so good. So you guys do a really good job with that.
Thank you.
So, well, by the way, your guys' story is so good already. I feel like I am already connecting with you guys, so this is good. Where did you guys meet?
We actually, it's funny, we knew of each other because we were both in the space, but like the official like meet, I would say, was
the meet cute
was at our friend's launch party. They're called the Microdose Collective. And
I like that name.
Remember we ran in, I saw her there, and we had met like kind of a few different times, just like in passing. I recognized her, but she clearly didn't recognize me because I was like staring at her like trying like from far away, and then she was like, it kind of gave me like stink eye, like, who are you? And then I went up to her and like said like blah blah blah, and then she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then we started catching up, and she was just catching me up on her life of why I was like, why are you back in LA? Because I knew she was traveling, and she told me that she was, you want to take over from there?
Oh,
what
sure.
Were you doing?
I left the last business that I was running within like the plant medicine space, and I was back in LA kind of figuring out what I was doing next, just landing, taking care of my nervous system, as we all need, especially coming back into LA after spending 18 months in nature. And he was like,
18 months in nature.
Yeah, I like traveled full time with a partner, and we were building this really beautiful business. We were just like in national parks and on the road and renting Airbnbs for like a month at a time and just being. And then we moved
so
to
jealous.
Ojai. Oh my god, it was amazing. And Ojai is essentially being in nature. Like we were 2 steps from hiking. We saw the pink moment every night. Like I was so in it, but I was also in a world onto itself, right? Like I wasn't very integrated in society. And so it was a lot coming back to LA, and just like the energy of it. I was like, oh my God, like I don't know if I can do this. And then, I met George, or like we connected with George, and he was like, let me show you what I'm doing. Come over to my house. And I like went over the next day, and he like showed me what he was working on, which was what would become Function. And I was like, I don't know.
And Function was the
Previous business.
Yeah, it was tinctures.
Yep.
And it was so cool, and I was like so stoked for him. And he's like, George just has such incredible energy and his passion and like where his heart is. And I was like, this is really cool. Like maybe I can like help a little bit, and kind of the rest is history. And I've been so grateful ever since, because being able to build alongside someone like George is like a gift. Like everyone should want a co-founder like George, truly.
Oh, look at that. I think I'm gonna tear up. Did you guys ever date or hook up?
We have in the past, but not anymore. But we still love each other.
Yeah. And sorry if I thought
it was funny. I love it.
No, I mean, because I think that, I have had girls that I dated and then I became friends with, and I feel like, as long as everyone is in the right space and it's a good vibe, it works.
Yeah, we always joke that we're contractually obligated to each other, so no matter what, we have to stick together.
And know what else is so good is that I feel like people that are outside looking in, when they see people like things like that we like to do, like snowboarding, surfing, and we microdose and we get high, they think of us as like, oh my God, those guys are such idiots, or but it's like, you guys are so intelligent, and I feel like we have figured it out before everyone else, and I feel like now a lot of people are trying to finally catch up to us because they're starting to see the light.
Yeah, well, I think it's something more along the lines of like everyone's in their own journey, right? And plant medicine, or consciousness, or like waking up, or like living a better lifestyle, it meets everyone where they are whenever they need it. Like if we look back at like the 50s and the 60s and like, kind of the first big psychedelic movement in the West, it was like the same thing, right? Like people they needed to be ready for it, and some people are never ready for it, some people are. It's really interesting, right? And then you see people that are so ready for it and they love it, and then they kind of go off the deep end the other way, right? It's all a beautiful spectrum, I think.
Yeah, so I quit drinking two and a half years ago. I haven't had a lick of liquor, and I tried it before once. Thank you. Yeah. And I tried it right before COVID. Thank God during COVID. I mean, I was drinking a little bit, but not a lot. And I feel like this time around, microdosing was the key to it, because I could take those and I felt like it opened my brain up in these areas that weren't open before, and it was the one change that really got me through it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was by far one of the best decisions I have ever made in my entire life, was just getting it out of my life.
I think something that I see reflected again and again and again is just people that reevaluate their relationship to alcohol, whether that's full sobriety or just like drinking less. I've never heard anyone regret it.
No.
And there's people that regret it, like people regret not smoking cigarettes, okay? People regret like not microdosing, not doing so many things, but I've never heard someone, I regret not drinking.
It's so true. I mean, most people that do drink, they're always complaining about it and saying, oh my God, I got to drink less, or God, I feel like shit today again. Yeah. But they just keep doing it because it's in our world, you sit down, what kind of cocktail do you want? What kind of beer do you want? It's so acceptable, and it's the branding and everywhere you go, and you don't need it. Like, you don't need it.
Totally. When I think, alcohol traditionally was something that was so beautiful, right? And it was used for ceremonies and celebration and to mark events. And then at some point it just became, really out of control. But I think the notion of why we drink, why we gather, why we use alcohol to gather is something that can, be reflected in, like, why do we use like CBD or kava or Kanna or microdosing, and using that to replace alcohol so that we have these amazing like gatherings, experiences, events, connection points, but we can actually remember them the next day and we don't regret it. Mm-hmm. What we were doing that night.
No, it's so true. I mean, with my work, I'm out all the time. I'm always meeting people at dinners, and it's just so much better. Like I can go on a work trip, and before I'd come back, I'm like, oh my God, if I can just drink so much for 3 days straight, I come back like I feel fine. Like now I love to rent a car where I go places. I didn't rent a car, and I traveled a lot for 20 years. I never rented a car because I was always drinking. Now I love having a car because then I can go where I want. I don't have to wait on anyone. I can leave. I can drive to the airport, get on a flight early, or whatever it may be. It's the best.
It's the best.
Yeah.
When it's interesting, if you look at a lot of DJs and a lot of party culture, people that are like professional partiers, many of them are quite sober.
Oh, for sure.
Curious. You can't keep up otherwise.
No.
I think John Summit, he's kind of like the Gen Z DJer that I think is like the biggest, I would say. And he's pretty sober, and it's awesome. And he's like up all night, he's DJing, he's killing it. But he's also getting up in the morning the next day and going and running 5 miles and actually taking care of himself.
Yep.
Instead of promoting this like toxicity around like you have to kill your body.
Well, and I mean, I think it was this past year, Diplo was on New Year's Eve, and he was on like a little bit of acid, and everyone freaked out, but he was like, it just shows you, like, I believe now, I think when I was younger I would do drugs, I don't think I could really control them. Mm-hmm. Now whatever I do, I can either let myself go or I can control it as small as I want, so it's not nuts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Diplo ran the LA Marathon on acid.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Super impressive.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we start this company?
George is really the visionary behind Fungi.
Yep.
And he can tell most of the story, but really George has this beautiful history in, always connecting with other people. He's honestly one of the most amazing networkers I've ever seen, ever. Like truly ever. I'm so inspired by it. He could go into
George!
Truly.
You hear her?
She's talking me up.
No, I'm serious. He can go into a black tie event in sweats and come out with 10 new connections. I've never seen anyone do it like George does. But he's also really good at like going out and partying, right? Like he's a snowboarder. He's just fun. Like everyone wants to be around George, but he was evaluating his relationship to partying. And I'm obsessed with Kanna, and he's obsessed with mushrooms, and he essentially challenged me to make something that he could take and party and stay out all night that was like an alternative to substances. Mm-hmm. And so we worked on it for like a year, and I know how to make chocolate. I know how to make like psychedelic chocolate and all these different things. So my old roommates, remember, I was like in the kitchen taking it over every weekend, making more formulas, like testing it on everyone, testing it on my roommates, testing it on George. We would go to festivals and like test the chocolate on people and be like, take this, like, what do you think? And our goal was to essentially make like an herbal MDMA. Obviously nothing's going to actually replace MDMA, but something that opens up your heart, helps you feel connected, get out of your head into your body, and keep you up a little bit, so you can actually go all night with your friends until 2 a.m. And I don't know, I think we did it.
Yeah. And it was more like, for years of partying, that was just like lifestyle, like snowboarding. It's like you snowboard all day, party pretty hard.
Yep.
And also being in San Diego, it's fun. Like, it's all about partying.
Yep.
One day I also decided to just stop drinking. It was more of a challenge to do like a 30-day challenge with a friend. And I noticed the first 2 weeks how much better I felt. Like, I also, part of it was like I wanted to cut body fat and noticed it like melt right off. And people are like, oh, your skin looks so good. And then all of a sudden my energy levels, I was like, holy shit, I feel great. And then at that point I was like, I don't even, like, fuck the 30 days, like, I don't need alcohol, it doesn't serve me anymore. And I went over a year and a half without any alcohol. I could stay up all night, even for like 2 days around, going like at festivals or partying, and without drinking it just didn't feel fatigued or anything. Like, obviously now that's kind of burnt out, but like at the beginning, I felt amazed. I was like, I don't need alcohol, I can do mushrooms and other things. Then from there, I wanted to figure out a way to how I could like go out and have fun. Like, say I go to the bar, it's like doesn't interest me anymore because I'm going out and there's all there for mocktails. It's just a bunch of bullshit full of sugar. Like, why do I want to pay for that? Like, I want to drink something or take something that's going to make me feel good. That's not going to make me feel like shit the next day.
Yep.
So that's where it kind of all stemmed from. And that's where I challenged her. I was like, let's just make something that's like a substance alternative that is going to make people feel good and also is legal, and that's not going to affect their feeling, like the way they're going to wake up the next morning. They're going to wake up feeling better. So I knew there was a path down there, and we just decided to work on it together.
And what year was that?
So it launched officially on February 28th of 2024.
Oh, it's new.
Yeah, and we had launched Function, the previous company, in November of 2022. And essentially all of 2023 was spent running Function a little bit and then kind of working on like this new thing. And we always say at Fungi that we're the bridge between the psychedelic bubble and the masses. And Kanna, the plant, the base of all of our formulas, that is the key. That is the actual bridge. Mm-hmm. Because, post-legalization, we have huge plans for psilocybin and like opening people up and giving them a path to psychedelics. But right now, like, Kanna is that key. Kanna is the Trojan horse to help people feel safer in their body, to drink less, to feel more connected, to wake up the next day and actually remember the amazing connections. It's like, it's only the beginning.
Yeah, so it's I just heard of Kanna that day. I never heard of Kanna before in my life, and I feel like I know, like, I partied with the best of them, like, a lot, and but it's crazy that I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's, let me restart. It's really cool to see Kanna kind of come to the world stage at this point in history, at this point in time. I believe it has multiple times before, but like corruption and it wasn't the right time and all these different things. But like human beings have had a connection with Kanna for thousands of years, for millennia. The indigenous, the Kore, and then the San, both in South Africa, those indigenous groups, those people have the oldest known spoken languages on the planet, some of the oldest known. And like the connection with Kanna, then the connection between human beings and Kanna is one of the oldest on the planet, right? And it's like when you're connecting with Kanna, you're connecting with this original technology of the earth. And like, yes, it's just coming to like the West right now, but how beautiful that we're reconnecting with something that's like been a part of human history for as long as we've been around.
When you look at when you think about Kanna, George, what's a song or a band that you think of that could relate to it?
I'd say, let me think. There's so many because I just have a playlist that we listen to. Top of my, I would say No Place I'd Rather Be, Rufus Du Sol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aww.
I like that. How about you?
Om by the Moody Blues.
Okay.
It's a song from the 60s. It's really good.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, you should. Linked in the show notes.
By the way, I can't believe I'm even going to say this on the pod.
The T.
But know whose album is really good?
Who?
Justin Bieber. No.
Wait, the new one.
It is fucking good. No, I'm not kidding you.
So is that your pick for Kanna?
It is. I cannot stop listening to it.
Really?
It is like.
I haven't heard it.
It's nothing like what you think.
Wow.
It's like R&B with some groove in it. It is. It's like try it. I'm telling you.
I know. We're listening on the car ride home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's called
Thank
Swag
you.
It. Yeah. So for someone that hasn't tried Kanna, what do you feel? How quickly?
Do you want to take it, or do you want me to?
We can both take it. For someone that hasn't tried it, I'll go from like my first experience. Like when I first tried it, I didn't feel it. I was curious about it. I was like, I wanted to feel it because I knew that they're like based off of her introducing to me and other people's experiences. But I partied a lot, and I felt like I had a really high tolerance to things, and maybe it was a lot to do with what was going on in my body and like if I was closed off. But it finally clicked about after taking it for 2 weeks straight. Then all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is what it, like, just like I felt it. And then she was laughing because she was like, I told you, it's like it's continued use. Like the more you take it, the more you feel it. So with continued use, you become less, like your tolerance has a reverse tolerance. And once that clicked, I was like, oh, so this is what it feels like. I like this. And I just started keep taking it. But what it does is it opens you up. It makes you more, for me, it made me like more confident in conversation, opened my heart up, because I was like kind of usually pretty shy and closed off. But it's just like, as simple as going on a walk, it's like going on a walk when it's like, for me, it's like, I love the sun, but it's like a normal walk's like, oh, it's cloudy and gloomy. But it's just like taking Kanna, it's like, oh, the sun just came out.
Mm-hmm. And is it like if you like microdose shrooms, right? Like everything's a little clearer, and it's just and you can hear everything, and you're very receptive to everything. Is that kind of how it is as well?
Yeah, so it's not a psychedelic, right? So it's not working on your 5-HT2A receptor sites. It's technically a pathogen. So it's a different class of psychoactive substance. So it's opening up your heart. I always say metaphorically, it's not a literal heart opener, but you're feeling more open, more connected, more social. And then it's functioning as a PDE4 and PDE5 inhibitor, and then it's an SSRI, right? So it's preventing the reabsorption of serotonin. And what that all means in English is that when you take it...
Thank you, because I was like, whoa.
For people that want the science, you got the science, and then for everyone else, we got you. So it opens you up. It helps you feel happier, more connected. It's clinically proven to reduce stress and anxiety and depression. It's also a slight nootropic, so it does actually help with like mental clarity. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that it helps you feel safer in your body, more grounded, a more regulated nervous system. You can't think straight if your nervous system's jacked, right? That's why people drink so much caffeine, or one of the reasons.
Yeah.
So it's doing all of that on top of the fact that it has a reverse tolerance. So over time, you feel it more, you're more sensitive. It's also a slight pain reliever. It's clinically proven to help with feelings of codependency and addiction, helps you sleep better. So all of those things. So when you take Kanna, like let's just say like a regular medium dose, right? The first time you're gonna feel this like heartwarming, you feel open. Many people will go up to someone new when they're taking Kanna and say, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but you just feel this want to connect. But what it doesn't feel like is MDMA, right? Like this is not something where you take it and you are rolling, your eyes are rolling into the back of your head. It has the name as nature's MDMA, and I've always been against it, but then sometimes I'm okay with it because it can be hard to grab onto. Like, what does an open heart feel like? What does an empathogen feel like? But if you think about, MDMA and like the microest of microdoses, right? So just a little bit of heart opening, just a little bit of softness and connection, like that's definitely what it feels like.
And can you OD on it? Like if you took too much, is it?
So, no. You can't. It's incredibly, incredibly safe. I've never heard of anyone like actually ODing on Kanna. I'm also not a doctor. I'm not a top researcher. But it's like self-correcting. So if you take too much, you could get like nauseous and then vomit. You know, kind of like mushrooms too. Like you take too much, you just vomit. So it's pretty self-correcting. It's incredibly, incredibly safe, right? You can mix it with a lot of things. It's been used for toddlers and babies. It's been given to pregnant women in South Africa to bring about more peaceful birth. The biggest thing is that it's an SSRI, right? So you need to be careful with mixing with other SSRIs, the risk of serotonergic reactions. And again, not a doctor, but the dose of Kanna that most people are taking is so small that even if you mixed it, like the risk is incredibly, incredibly small. I know of many people that have used Kanna to titrate off of their own pharmaceutical antidepressants and anxiolytics. But again, talk to your doctor first. I'm just sharing stories.
And those people have had like they're taking whatever they take from their own shrink, and they take it and then they start to take Kanna. Do they wean off of it, or is it?
Yeah, there's been people who've wanted to titrate off, right? So come off of their pharmaceuticals. I'm not saying that anyone should, but if there was that want, and they were using Kanna to help support their mood. Kanna is incredible for regulating your mood, regulating and calming your nervous system, and that's why many people are on SSRIs. And I think the beautiful thing with Kanna is that it doesn't suppress your emotions, it just helps you get a grip on them and process them, whereas SSRIs, pharmaceutical ones, it suppresses you. Everyone will talk about like you take antidepressants and you're just numb, like you're not having these breakouts, but like you're numb. And like I built a relationship with Kanna because I was in a place where I was incredibly emotionally unstable. I was having PTSD episodes like multiple times a week. They were 8+ hours a day. I was just an absolute wreck.
From what? I mean, just from getting married young and...
No, I almost fainted walking down the aisle, fun fact. But that was like pre-spiritual awakening. But my body knew, right? The body keeps score, but I just didn't have the support around me. Everyone's like, this is what you're supposed to do. And I was like, okay. But I had sat with ayahuasca for the first time, and it was such a gift to sit with it. But I was ripped open, and I had repressed memories from like 25 years ago of sexual trauma.
I'm sorry.
That came up for the first time in my life. Thank you. And what a gift to be able to experience that and start to work through it and like all of those things, and for them to come to the surface rather than like 40 years from now. But I was just ripped open. Like I couldn't get a grip. Even a microdose of mushrooms, like 100 milligrams, would just set me off. And so I started to build a relationship with Kanna. My partner at the time was really adamant, and like I was just microdosing in, and I started to actually get a grip. So instead of having 8-hour episodes, they'd be like 6 or 4 hours. Or like I'd wake up and I'd walk into a room and I was like, the energy is off, like something bad is about to happen. I would just start crying, and I started taking microdoses of Kanna, and it started to help. And then eventually, like I really got a grip, and I was no longer like totally, unable to function in the world. And so for that, I'm incredibly grateful because it's non-addictive, right? So I don't need to be taking it every day. And a really good protocol of it helped me get back to myself and know that like I can heal myself. I've got myself. I'm safe, and it's going to be okay.
As a user, do most people that use it a lot, do they go on it and then like taper off, or just take a little bit every day, or what's
That's a great question. I think it depends on why you're using it, right? So like at Fungi, we really created these for recreational use. And so you can take our products every day. We have a daily product, but you don't have to take time off of it. You can feel it on the first dose, and many people do. But if you're taking it for more of like a clinical usage for depression or anxiety or something in between, you can take it for a few months, then reevaluate, just like an actual microdosing protocol, right? I think the beautiful thing with something like Kanna is it's not something that you have to take every day to get better. In fact, over time, Kanna actually rewires your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for your fight or flight, so you're less reactive to your stressors.
And can you like take it and then like work on it and like whatever you want to do, like once you get used to it, I guess?
Yeah, you're not high at all.
It doesn't affect sobriety.
Okay, well, so next week I'm going to Florida. My oldest daughter she's turning 18, and my wife's, I won't say her birthday because it's a big one, so you know what year that is. And then my youngest daughter will be at a camp, so she won't be with us, but we're going to go to Florida, and then we're driving her up to drop her off for college. So our first she's going to Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
My sister went to Auburn.
Oh, yeah. So
wow.
A Jewish girl from Brentwood is moving to Alabama, and she picked it all herself, all on her own, and she wants a big Greek system. And
I was gonna say, is she rushing?
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
Oh, it's like a whole week long deal. So
I'm already getting the videos on TikTok. I'm like, okay, Russian week is here.
Yeah, no, she is all in. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Congratulations! You must be so proud.
I am so proud, but I'm sad too in some ways. But she has to go. Like my wife and I go, you gotta go, because like she's just in that thing where she knows everything and we know nothing and fighting us on every little thing. And so while I'm gonna miss her, I'm a firm believer that you gotta let people go, and she's ready, and she needs to experience life on her own a little bit. And
totally.
And her experience in college will be a lot different than I paid for on my own. So I was always broke and partying, and hers, I mean, we're a lot better off. So she'll have a great time. So talk about what are you guys have. Chocolates, you guys have how do you guys make your Kanna, or how do people buy them?
So there's chocolates, fruit chews, and tinctures. The tinctures it's kind of like a line, because the tinctures came over from our other business function, which was more focused around functional wellness. Like, think of it as like daily vitamin. That was designed for everyday use. We have one formula that was for like energy, focus, libido. We had another one that was meant to like calm your nervous system. The chocolates and gummies were more meant for that recreational purpose of being substance alternatives for going out and dancing, or replacing cannabis if you want to just chill, not be high. Then we have our newest formula.
Yeah, drip. So everything we do at Fungi is like matching your vibe to your fungi, right? And because we're the bridge between psychedelics and the masses, and we're all about like meeting people where they are, chocolates and gummies just feel easy, right? Choose, do you want chocolate or do you want a gummy? Gummies don't melt. Like, I personally love chocolate, so I want that. And so like that's why we designed the products the way we did. And then we have 3 main formulas. So the first is our brand new formula, drip, and that's like natural Viagra, right? And it's a daily formula. What? It is like, it's natural alternatives to all these substances.
For just men, or for
men and women? So I wouldn't say Viagra.
Well, I think like it gives people something to think about, something to grab onto, right? I think it's amazing.
So how does that work? Because so you have the Kanna, and then you guys, is it like different strains of Kanna that you get, or you guys put more stuff in it?
Yeah, everything we do is formula based. So we start with a base of Kanna, different doses for different formulas, right? And then we add in a functional mushroom, because of course mushrooms are like at the core of what we do, and then 2 supporting ingredients to round out the herbal formula. So drip, for example, since we're on that, it starts with a medium dose of Kanna. Kanna in high doses is like euphoric, present. Indigenous would take high doses of Kanna and pair it with like dancing to go into a trance. Really low dose Kanna is really calming and sedating. And so for drip, for something that's about sensuality and sex, we didn't want to like sedate you, and we didn't want you to feel like out of it. So we had like a very medium dose. And then we put in a functional mushroom, tremella, that's amazing for women's wellness and hydration and moisture where it counts. And then we put in 2 aphrodisiacs from the Amazon that are absolutely incredible, that support both men and women. And so we put that all together, and then you have the drip gummy, and it's a daily. You can take 2 a day, or you can double up and really feel it.
It's dangerous. It works. She's an amazing herbalist.
And how long does it take? Like once you take drip, how quickly is it like days, or is it?
Yeah, so we designed it to be a daily. Feel it within 2 weeks. Many people feel it on the first dose, but taking these ingredients daily, it just has stackable benefits. So the more you take it, the better it is.
Okay. Yeah. And do you guys buy your Kanna directly from the source, or you guys do it from?
Yeah, no, we go directly to the source. I'm really excited. I'm going to South Africa in September to go experience the harvest of Kanna, be on the land, be on the farms. We're really grateful.
I really want to go to South Africa.
Come with.
Yeah, I just for the 3 years ago was the first time I ever went to Europe, because I didn't come from a lot of money, and then I started my company, and I've always been working in it, and then I started a family, and so we'd always take our kids. So we go to Hawaii. We go to Hawaii which I love Hawaii. I love it. Yeah. It's a place I think I will have a place at. But we went to Europe 3 years ago. We went to Spain and Portugal. And it was amazing. And then we went for 3 summers in a row. The next year we went, where did we go the following year? We went to London
Amazing.
and Scotland, and that was super fun.
Incredible.
And then, and so the first time I went to Europe, I was still drinking,
Yeah.
and it was fun. But I got in trouble with my wife because I was fucked up, made an ass of myself one night, hungover. And when I start doing something, I don't want to stop. I just want to keep it going. My wife's like, "You're still in the pool with these people that you think you're your best friends, and we have to go to dinner." And then the next year, we went to London, and we brought a lot of mushrooms. And so it's the best because you can just take take one or two, like, and you just have a great time all day, and you can drive, you can do whatever you want. And then this past year, we went to Italy. We went to Milan, Lake Como, and one area, and it was so much fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, next time you go, take our Flow gummies. So the Flow gummies are kind of like our OG gummies, what really started it all with our chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's amazing as an alcohol alternative. You can also pair it with mushrooms, but it keeps you really like social and connected and happy and awake so you don't fall asleep. Can put you through dinner, through a late night, whatever. And then you can go to sleep after. There's no come down, there's no hangover. And if you pair it with mushrooms, then you get like that extra boost of sparkle.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the younger generation isn't drinking like we did. Like I started drinking at a very early age, and I drank a lot, and then all the other drugs came with it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I look at my daughter, and I mean, I think one of the main reasons why I started this brand is because I wanted. And when I stopped drinking was I wanted to show them that it wasn't right because they would see me get sloppy, and I'm like, no, like I that's you if you can't handle your booze, you don't drink. And while she drinks, and I'm sure in college, I'm sure she'll drink probably more, but hopefully, she sees it that it's like it's okay not to drink. And I'm an open book here. Like I'm not lying. I'm not ashamed of my past. Like it is what it is, and I've learned from it. But from your guys' overall business, you guys are seeing that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's all ages are drinking less. But I think, fungi attracts a certain type of person that might not be sober, but they're sober curious.
Yes.
Right? And I think our relationship to alcohol as a society is something that the younger generations are looking at because, they're watching us and, you and everyone older and seeing what alcohol does. And I think it's really horrific.
When did it become legal?
Kanna's always been legal.
Always been legal.
Always been legal. The only place that's not fully legal is in Louisiana. And we can go into the politics of what Louisiana is doing, but like Damian is illegal, Blue Lotus is illegal, all of these things. But that's the only place that's not legal. Yeah. You don't get high, Like you don't get high, it doesn't affect sobriety, doesn't affect your ability to operate machinery. It's really, really safe. It's just mood enhancing, not altering.
And how can people buy it? They can buy it online, of course.
Yeah.
But are you guys in stores too?
Yeah, I think we're in about like 65. It's just small locations, like all over the country.
You guys are balling over here. Look at you guys.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not that many, but we're growing.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
We're really grateful to be in the retail locations we are because, we want fungi to meet people where they are in the same way that alcohol and like weed and all these other things do, right? Like you're going out for the night, you're going on a trip, you're going camping, you're going to your friend's house. Mm-hmm. Let me go pick up some fungi on the way over. Like you don't want to wait for it for like 3 to 5 business days and pay shipping. You just want to pick it up. Exactly. And we find that when we like put our product there, people are super stoked, And I think again, it comes back to just like meeting people with what they want and where they are. And if it's easy and accessible, then they're down. But if it's not easy and accessible, they're going to get what is, which might not always be healthy.
Yeah. Is it okay, like, if people are doing, like, microdosing as well? Is that okay? That's all fine with it?
Actually, it enhances it. The cool thing about Kanna is it enhances mostly, like, whatever else you're taking. Okay. So it's cool to always, like, start your, like, whatever you're going to do if you're going out that night or during the day, start your day with Kanna or start your night with Kanna and then stack stuff on top of it, like stack a microdose on top of it, stack mushrooms on top of it, or even if you still want to drink a little more, like you can take Kanna, drink, and actually enhance that so you can drink less and have less of a hangover the next day.
Your social media. As I said, I mean, like it is. You guys, it's very, very good. Like it is.
Sure.
Like I see it. I'm like, damn, that's good stuff.
Thank you.
No, it's you're very good at it. It's
Thank you.
I was thinking about it the other day. Your past, you were doing that for work before.
Yeah, I worked in social media and then influencers. So it was more corporate social media, right? So, and like storytelling.
Yep.
And I think my background in journalism has helped me more than anything else, because at the end of the day, like, good marketing isn't forcing you to buy something. Good marketing is telling a really beautiful story and telling it beautifully enough that people want to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
And at Fungi, that's all we're doing. Like, you watch our videos, they're scrappy. It's literally us partying with our friends.
Yeah.
You know, we sponsored Lightning in a Bottle, which is a really big music festival in California. And the entire week, we were just, like, handing out fungi and being like, okay, can we take videos of you? And, like, giving them to our friends. And we're all backstage taking fungi, taking videos. And then that's what we turn into our ads. You know, like, we live this lifestyle. And it's really easy to tell a story when you actually believe in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, less talent, more just, like, really lucky to do something I love.
Have you guys tried any like CTV ads or anything, or is that legal to do? Like, I don't
think we're.
Yeah, it's totally legal to do. We
We're not there
haven't. Yeah, we've just done what's the most accessible to us,
Yeah.
right? We're not like a super funded business with like millions and millions. So every dollar we make, we just go back in. That's why we do like the scrappy like video stuff, and we just kind of fly by the seat of our pants sometimes.
Yeah. So we just launched a CTV platform that's CPA driven. So
Cool.
so
I
you're
don't know what
only
that means.
so you're only paying based off of whatever we sell.
Sick.
So we should try it. I mean,
Absolutely.
I can take you guys' content and you can help me. We can just splice it together and make a
Sick.
30-second spot, and we can test it, and then we'll just track it. Whatever, but we can get into that. It's
Sick.
yeah, it's good. You guys have traveled a ton. What's your favorite place you've ever been to?
George first. He's
George.
really more of the traveler than I am.
How many
I
places?
just got back from Europe. I was supposed to be 8 days, and it turned into 3 weeks. Wasn't supposed to be that long, but top places I would say Switzerland, Alaska, Italy, Croatia. I think like between those, that's like
Okay.
It's just all of it, because it's like it for me. It's like Italy, the coast, and just the food. It's my grandmother was from Sicily, so I just really resonate with Italy and everything in that culture. Croatia for just like all the islands and just like boating and sailing through the Adriatic Sea is I think my favorite in the world. Switzerland, then just nature. It's like Yosemite on steroids, and I'm obsessed with nature. That's like where I'm happiest. So
This was like, I don't know, probably 7 years ago. My family and my wife's sister's family and my wife's mom, we flew to Anchorage, Alaska, rented one of those old school white vans,
yeah.
So fun.
and drove around Alaska for 2 weeks. And it's so much fun. I mean, just so good.
I've always wanted to go.
I was
Yeah.
there twice this winter.
Where did you go?
Anchorage I did 2 heli trips. So I was there, did it pre-season in December, and then end of season in April with some friends. So snowboard trips.
I can't remember the name of what's the really big mountain there it's like a huge snowboard.
Skiing, there's Valdez.
No.
And then Alyeska.
Yeah. So I have a funny story. So we stayed there during the summer, and it was like the hottest summer it was so hot. But we were there. My daughter and myself and my brother-in-law and his daughter, we hiked up that mountain. And I think Kate was like probably 10, 12, whatever. And like halfway up, and she's like, Dad, I can't walk anymore. I'm like, well, Kate, we're like half up, so it's gonna be harder for you to walk down. And crying the whole way. Sorry, Kate. Crying the whole way up. Like I had the funniest pictures of it. Yeah, but what a beautiful
Make it to the
place.
top.
Oh yeah. Oh, she made it up. She made it up.
Go Kate.
Barely.
Yeah, Alaska's, it's amazing. It's called the last frontier.
Yeah.
It's for snowboarding. that was like my mecca. It's always my dream to always snowboard in Alaska. And now it's kind of like my goal to like trying to do one Alaska trip per year.
Yeah.
Until I can't anymore.
Yeah, I was super bummed. When I broke this, a month later, I had a trip planned, Fiji, Namotu for a week to go surfing, and that was out. So I'm kind of bummed, but I'll rebook it.
Yeah.
How about you? What's your favorite?
It's so hard to say. I think anytime I've been so deep in nature that there's no cell signal and no one can get me, I've been the happiest I've ever been. I hiked Volcan Villarrica in Chile, in Pucón, and that was incredible, like watching the sunrise over the clouds, and like I'm on top of the clouds and I'm hiking volcano, and it's like 6 a.m. Incredible. Going to the redwoods in Humboldt County.
Beautiful.
There's nothing that calms me more, like this silence, the stillness, like the ancient history of the trees. There's like this like witchy woo-woo saying that you tell your worries to the trees and they take care of it for you, and like you can really feel that when you're in Humboldt and like in the redwoods. And then I think the other place, my most favorite place, I don't know if it's like my most favorite, but I hiked the Camino de Santiago last year for my birthday.
Where's this?
So it's an ancient pilgrimage, and they've been doing it for like thousands of years, and it's a pilgrimage that ends in Santiago de Compostela in Spain, and you're basically hiking like 200 to 1,000 miles depending on which one you did. And I only had 10 days, so I did the original, it's called the Camino Primitivo, and I hiked or backpacked 200 miles in 10 days. And I did that for my 30th birthday. And it was incredible. I was so happy. I was just so deep in nature every day. I did it with no headphones, no music. I was just like walking Vipassana, just like in silence and connecting with people. And it's like that's humanity, right? Like that's what we're living for. That's the whole point of life.
It's so true.
And it's like that anytime when you have that sort of thing where it's like, I don't want to be on my phone, I never want to go on social media again, I'm happy to throw my phone away. Like that should be a favorite place for anyone.
Yeah, don't you find it's because I'm the same way. Like I'm always on my phone because that's my business, and we're always selling products, and we have some of our own brands, and but yeah, I'm the same way. Like when I can go surfing and I don't have my phone on me, like oh my god, just it's by far the best time. It brings me down a notch. So I even started bodyboarding again because I'm like I want to get in the water, and I forgot how much fun bodyboarding is, because you don't do it because you go I'm a surfer, but bodyboarding is like it's super fun. Like this is just a good time.
The ocean is so amazing. You know, they say like what surfers like have the best like stress resilience, because I forget why, but it's like something about like the rhythm of the ocean and like being able to read a wave. It just like keeps you super calm.
Yeah, it's well, it's true, because I think that the only time I'm not thinking about something else in my life, the only time is when I'm surfing. Like when you go to catch a wave, especially if it's like a wave of consequence, you gotta like be in it, and you gotta be just thinking and just like flowing with it. That's the only thing I do in life where I'm not thinking about something else. Only thing.
I think we both feel the same way about snowboarding, and like we love like Kanna and mushrooms for snowboarding too, because it's like you're in such a flow state, you're so present, and you're just in flow with your body. And if you're not present, you know, you're gonna mess up. Yeah.
No, I think that's why. I mean, it's not the only reason why I got hurt, but for whatever reason, I couldn't settle down this trip, and I was just like with work, and I just had so much going on, and I couldn't get inside a rhythm, and I felt like I was fighting to be there, but I really wasn't there. And I think it was my body telling me that you got to just chill out. And I don't think I really did it, because I've just been working nonstop again, but it's okay. I'll figure it out.
You will. Isn't it funny how much our body and nature kind of like commands our presence?
Oh, fully.
And it's like whenever you're like really in nature, away from society, like if you're not present, like something bad is gonna happen. And it's like, what a gift to be reminded of that, you know?
So I grew up in Palm Springs.
Wow.
Yeah, I born and raised. And when I was there, it was a much smaller town. And we used to go hiking from when I was like 10 on, by just inside all the Indian canyons. And so we were down there a few years back. I'm like, okay, we're going to go hiking. And we go. And now it's like, you have to go through a gate and there's like a long line. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, that's not what it was when I was there. When I was there, it was as we go up there with a backpack, we'd get high, we'd hang out, have some beers, and like jump off waterfalls.
Yeah.
And now it's like we walked up and there's a huge line. So I tried to go around it. The ranger caught me and I'm like, fuck this.
Just to
I'm
go
done.
on a hike? There's a line?
Yeah, that like to go into the Indian Canyons now,
No way.
you have to go through like a gate, and then it's like walking with like thousands of people. That's not.
It's not
That's
fun.
that's like
That's not
boring.
what I go to nature,
It's
no.
super boring.
Yeah.
I
I
was
feel like
just
going to nature be away from people.
Exactly. I don't want to see anyone. I want to hear and I want to like experience it and touch it and.
yeah, be in it.
Yeah.
Right? Be in the womb.
Okay, we're gonna use some rapid fires here. Okay, guys, we're gonna have some fun. So, Kanna makes me feel like
Open.
done.
Oh, everything's gonna be okay.
I like that. Mushrooms remind me to.
Stay grounded.
Get a new perspective.
I can relate to both of those. Being sober is.
Fun.
Yeah. Fun. Present.
Festivals are the best when.
You're not hungover.
When you can remember them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so true.
So true.
It's so true. I told a story on a clip. I went to the Lakers. The last time the Lakers won in 2010, I think it was, and we got tickets to the final. And I met some friends before, and these guys drink a lot, and we drank so much, I don't remember the game.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I don't remember the game. And I mean, the ticket was god awful expensive, and I was blackout drunk, and don't remember it. Like, how stupid is that?
Yeah.
It's sad. I mean, I don't think it's stupid. It's, you know, what you knew at the time.
Yeah.
Right? But how beautiful.
No, but it is stupid.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
I know, definitely. I feel like I realized that like so long ago. Like when I lived in San Diego, like I had one. Like that's probably my last blackout experience where it's like it's so embarrassing to not remember what you did the night before, and just in that feeling, it just I had no desire. After that was probably the last time I blacked out. That ever since like all like when I was drinking, like I would somehow manage to like something switch my brain where like I could still drink a lot, but I would always remain in control.
Yeah.
So never like being out of control.
Yeah. When I quit drinking, it was St. Patty's Day, and I was out to dinner here, and then it was my wife and another couple, and then I dragged the dad out, and we went out and whatever, and then I had to wake up in the morning, jump on a flight to Miami for work, and then went to Miami and went for 3 more days just like that. And the last night was big. We're on a yacht. We're at
All the things.
11. I don't know if you guys know what that is. 11, and then in that morning I woke up and I'm like, I'm done.
Wow.
And I flew home and I'm like, I'm done. But I think the reason why it worked this time was because I didn't put the pressure on me saying I'm never not going to drink again. I said I'm not drinking today.
Yeah.
And I just did that day by day by day by day by day, and here I am. So
Yeah,
it
and
worked.
I think vilifying anything, even if you know it's not good for you, I think can create too much pressure.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like you have to be gentle with yourself. You know, we're only human.
Yeah, and I think we are very, very hard on ourselves.
We are.
Because we're trying to build these companies, and we need to make more money, and you see everyone around you, especially where we live, and it's like, oh my God, it's just that doesn't stop. The future of partying is Kanna.
It's conscious, connected, and Kanna, for sure.
It's gonna be the first time I felt truly alive was
Snowboarding.
Oh.
Did I cut you off?
No, I like that.
Mine is definitely snowboarding. Like the first big pow turn I ever took. Easy.
I think the first time I felt truly alive was traveling to England by myself on a plane when I was 12. And I was like, oh my God, like, there's life. Like, there's freedom. Like, I can do all of this by myself. Like, I've got myself. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it would be surfing. Like I still remember the first wave I stood up on a surfboard, because it's so much faster than when you lie down on a board, and it just takes me right back there. The wildest thing Kanna has ever made me realize.
The wildest thing. That I think the wildest thing that Kanna has ever made me realize is that we really are all safe, and like we really do have ourselves. I think, you know, I've come from a place of like, oh my God, someone needs to heal me or save me, and it's like, no, we can actually like heal ourselves. It's gonna be okay. And maybe that doesn't sound wild to other people, but at the time it was so crazy for me to think that.
Yeah, I would say that for me that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
George, that's so sweet.
No, that's great. No, it's
like that's what
that's what life's about,
yeah.
and that's the only way you can connect with someone. Because if you're not, and I feel like, especially men, it's like no, you can't do that. And I feel like I am. I mean, I'm very, you know, and I feel like because of it, I do have stronger relationships. Because without it, it's crap.
Yeah, there's no depth.
Yeah.
You know.
If mushrooms had a love language, it'd be
words of affirmation.
I was gonna say words of affirmation. But that's what I would say. I would say that same thing, like words of affirmation for mushrooms.
Yeah, they definitely talk to you.
Yeah. Dream music artist or pro athlete that you would like to do a collab with?
Rufus de Soul. Shout out Danny.
I would say for athlete, there's so many out there.
Shaun White.
Shaun White?
Yeah, Shaun White and Nina Dobrev. If you guys watch this, hit us up.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Koa Smith.
Ooh.
Okay. And we're going to end on this one. The most what the fuck customer feedback you've ever got, like in a DM.
So, you know, some people are very disconnected from their hearts, from their bodies, and they need to kind of do what George did at the beginning with Kanna, which is prime. So like let Kanna build up in your body over time, you become more sensitive, you start to feel it. And we get messages sometimes of people being like, I ate 25 gummies and I didn't feel a thing. And just like the amount of every other ingredient, it's impossible that you weren't feeling it. You probably weren't realizing you were feeling it. But I think that's like pretty like what the fuck. Yeah, and then another story, I won't say who, but someone was testing our drip gummies, our sex gummies, and they messaged me and they were like, Phoebe, how many can I take? And I was like, I mean, I don't know, like it's not like bad, but probably like 12. And he was like, yeah, like I had like 12 or 13, they just taste so good. Anyway, they think my wife is pregnant. And he was like, we had sex for like 3 hours. And anyways, they are now pregnant and expecting.
Oh,
that was what the fuck, but also fun. Yeah.
But don't you think that there's just people out there that can't open themselves up because they're so closed? Yeah. So whatever they do, like,
well, exactly.
They're not going to be able to.
That's why I think it's crazy. We had someone that tried to say that they ate an entire bag of drip gummies, which is 60 gummies.
What?
And they didn't feel a single thing. And I was like,
how could you even eat 60 gummies?
I know. Like, how can you eat 60 gummies?
At
Like,
once?
I'm so impressed. They said in one day, and they didn't feel a thing.
There's
but, like,
no way.
the amount of all of those herbal ingredients, the amount of Kanna, like, yeah. So, I don't know, but those are pretty, like, what the fuck, but also, like, I wish you well, and, like, I'm sorry that you're not feeling it, and, you know, I hope you are able to open your heart more soon.
Do you answer all of the, like, when someone makes a note on the post, do you reply to them all, or do you have a team?
I'm really psycho about our social media, and so I control like 99% of our social media accounts, and I reply to almost everything. I reply to almost all of the DMs, but we have an amazing team. Shout out Taylor and Anne-Marie and Kimberly. Kimberly does like all of our customer service on emails, but I pop in sometimes. But I read every single review that we get. good, bad, and ugly, and I respond to all of the bad reviews personally from my personal email address. And then Taylor and Anne Marie are amazing at just like helping us moderate everything too.
Speaking of gummies, so my family, we were in Zion, and we stayed in a hotel, but we went glamping, and it was like super hot too. It was like during the summer, and I brought a bunch of gummies, and they melted.
Oh, no.
The gummies melted?
The milk, it was so hot. They melted. I'm like, fuck, I have nothing
Did
here.
you just eat them all?
No, so then I put it inside the ice chest, and they froze, and they didn't freeze, but they got like hard again. But you didn't know how they got mixed up because it was whatever it was. And I took some, and I was off my fucking rocker because it was so potent because all the THC went to that area. Yeah.
I don't mess with weed gummies.
Oh, you don't?
No. I don't like disassociating, and it's like more of a disassociative. And so it's not the best for me. Like, I like associating. So I love anything that feels like really connecting and grounding and beautiful. I think if I want to take the edge off, kind of like weed, I turn to our chill gummies and our chill chocolate. It's like L-theanine and a clinical dose of reishi and a little bit of Kanna and skullcap. And it just like, it calms my racing mind. It puts me in my body. I feel really good, but I'm still connected. When I don't have that ability to like connect or talk, I get really freaked out. So I'm really grateful for it. But yeah.
You still like weed?
I love cannabis. However, my tolerance has significantly went down. Like, I barely smoke anymore. I'll like to smoke like a little bit. I like to take a hit like if I'm gonna go to bed, but I cannot smoke during the day. I can't smoke when I'm doing stuff. It gives me like all of a sudden something just switching, like it gives me anxiety, and I can't handle it anymore. But I can eat mushrooms all day and feel great. Like I can take small amount of mushrooms and go out and do that's my choice. Like I can handle that way better than cannabis somehow. So even though I like cannabis and I appreciate everything about the plant, something just shifted in my body where it doesn't.
No, that makes sense.
Anymore,
yeah, when I was younger, I felt like I would smoke weed just because it was like the cool thing to do.
Exactly.
But I felt like, especially in college, I would get in my head even more and think about like everything that's not right. And I'm like, this is horrible. So I didn't really smoke or do weed at all. And then now I'm fine with it. Like, but I never really smoke. I only take gummies.
Yeah. That's okay.
But now I'm a big fan of it again.
Yeah, well, and I think there's something for everyone, right?
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful. There's weed and mushrooms and Kanna and kava and like all these things. It's like find the thing that resonates with you. There's no magic pill. There never has been. There never will be. Like how grateful are we or lucky are we to live during a time where there's so many like CPG brands like peddling like all of these amazing products.
What's your guys' view on Kratom? Because Kratom's pretty big now. And I felt like it was like there before, but it was like kind of looked at as like gas station crack.
So
I think
it's starting to have a negative stigma. I mean, it does for certain people. It can fill that void, but it's not. I don't think it's for us. For sure. I know you have a very strong opinion on it.
Strong opinions.
Yeah.
I think the poison's in the dose, like anything, right? Kind of like what we talked about at the beginning with alcohol. Like it can be something so beautiful and uniting, yet, it can be so easily abused. I think there's some interesting things around like the Western consumption of kratom that is very addictive and unhealthy and toxic. And I believe there's some legislation that will be trying to ban kratom.
Yeah.
And while I don't really believe in criminalizing anything from nature, I do think there's some problems around like the way that it's being sold and produced, the way that we're putting it in products, and like it is addictive, we know that. And so there's many people that are super curious or in recovery and they're relapsing from it. But that's not a fault of the plant. I think that's the fault of like capitalism and society more than anything. So I think kratom as a plant is really beautiful and has a lot of potential, but I think right now the plight of it is quite destructive, so we won't be touching it.
Yeah, so this was like a few years back. We had a meeting here and we were looking at the skincare product and the way that the way that it would dissolve into the pores. They were saying that they had the science on it. Wow. And then the guy's like, oh, and then we also had this kratom product. And I'm like, what's kratom? I didn't know what it was. And so he sent me some. and it was like these shots, and Jesus, like it
definitely works.
It works.
Yeah, I mean it's strong, and like now I don't do it a lot. I do it, but I'll go and buy like one of those little cans.
Yeah.
And I'll do that. But I will say that the thing with those things is, for whatever, with me at least, I'm so tired the next day. Like I don't know what it does to my body, but it zaps whatever it is, and the next morning I feel like super hungover.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you can get a hangover from it. You can get a hangover from kava too. You can get a hangover. You can get a hangover from mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know, like really anything. I think, you know, just like conscious consumption, everything in moderation. Just like being more aware, right? Yeah.
So, first, thank you so much for coming on the pod. I have really enjoyed speaking with you, both of you guys. Where can people find you?
You can find us fungi.com, FUNGUY.com. Be aware, there's a lot of people trying to pretend to be us in other websites. If it's not fungi.com, it's not us. Our account on Instagram is just @fungi, and it's verified. So if it's not that, it's not us. Just be aware, there's a lot of scammers. And then on TikTok, we're @HeyFungi. And then from there, you can find me and George's profiles. Like, our DMs are always open. You know, you can just, it's our name @fungi.com. Like, always email us. Like, we're here to help people feel good and feel better legally. Like, we really believe that fungi is by the people for the people. And, you know, if you ever need anything, anyone, like, please reach out.
By the way, it's a great name.
It's all George.
It's all George. It is a great name.
He crushed it.
It's almost as good as LA Sober. Yeah. Just kidding.
Almost as good. Not quite.
I was kidding. Oh, and your guys' merch. Like, I saw one of it. It had like a nice little mushroom on it. Like, that thing was dope.
Thanks. Yeah, we are sold out of all of our merch. We're getting ready to do a new run, and when we do, we'll get you some. But yeah, we have an amazing merch guy. We're really grateful.
Well, LA Sober would love to do a collab with you guys.
That would be so fun.
If you guys are up for that, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'd love to do that.
It should be like, instead of make LA Sober again, like make Sober Fun Guy again.
Oh, love that.
That'd be really
that's really good. I like this.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you again. This has been a ton of fun, and I'm glad that we got to meet, and we'll continue to hang out.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
Thank you for making sobriety so approachable too for people. I think sobriety can be really scary and overwhelming. I speak from experience with like my sister, my sister's friends, and like something like this makes it feel like it's cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. So thank you for the work you're doing. It's really beautiful.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks. Peace.
Thanks.